Good afternoon, everyone. We're here again. We were here, not here, but a little north of here last week with Krystal's death, as has been mentioned. And I've been really thinking about this the last, since Krystal passed, and how many of these events I've come to in the very short time I've been part of the sector trying to help homeless people. And honestly, I do not get it. I do not understand. We've had these two women die within a week, the gentleman that died last week, all of the other homeless people that have died in the past. And where's the outrage? It's nowhere. Where's Mr. Tory? He's nowhere. He hasn't had one thing to say about this. Mr. Ford hasn't. Mr. Trudeau hasn't. We have a national housing strategy. Where is it? What's happening at the provincial level? What's happening at the city level? Why aren't our politicians raising their voices? I honestly struggle. I do not understand it. Is it just a total lack of care for people that live in poverty? I don't know. If it was someone who was a friend of Mr. Ford that got run over by a garbage truck, I suspect that there would be hell to pay all over the place.
But we do, however, know the names of the people who are responsible for her death. Their names are Justin Trudeau, Rob Ford, and John Tory. Last week, we marked the death of Krystal Papineau, a woman who so many people that we knew loved, a woman who died under really tragic circumstances. And there was another death of an Indigenous man who died the same night. And Krystal was also Indigenous, and that's not a coincidence. So many Indigenous people are homeless on this land. This land is Indigenous land. Colonization continues, and Indigenous people continue to be targeted by the neglectful policies of our government.
Deeply devastating that we're gathering here once again after learning of the deaths of 3 individuals, an Indigenous man and 2 women, one of whom died right here in the heart of the financial district behind us. All of this has happened within the span of 1 week alone, and that's just the number of deaths that we know of. We know that people who are experiencing homelessness or are precariously housed are also disproportionately dying indoors. They're dying in our hospitals, they're dying in our clinics, they're dying in drop-in centers and in respite emergency shelters. And we know that they're also dying from the overdose crisis. They're dying from chronic preventable diseases like heart disease and diabetes. They're dying from otherwise treatable infections like pneumonia. And it's also incredibly saddening that these deaths don't come as a shock, especially to those who are most deeply affected by the homelessness and the overdose crisis.
Last year, at least 100 homeless people in Toronto lost their lives because of this homelessness crisis.
When securely housed people across Canada live 25 years longer than those who are experiencing homelessness, where a person experiencing homelessness has an average life expectancy that is less than 50 years of age, then that is not just an early, senseless death, that is social murder.
Homelessness and housing crisis is an emergency, and the city needs to declare it. We can't keep turning people away, and we can't keep letting people die. No more homeless deaths. Thank you.